Sabina from The Advocate. How you doing, man?
I'm doing good. How are you?
Good, good. Appreciate getting a chance to talk to you. How have things been? You through last season got your starts and going into the off season here in this quarterback competition. What are the things that you've taken from last year into the competition going on in the spring?
Um, that's a very good question. Last year, like you said, I was blessed to be able to start 5 games as a true freshman, and that was a roller coaster experience. It started out good. Didn't end as well as I wanted to end. But to answer your question, the key thing that I wanted to bring into this upcoming season, upcoming battle, is consistency. I've been pushing myself, pushing my teammates, pushing all of our quarterbacks in the room, been pushing each other to just be consistent and be yourself. Just find what you do the best, get better at that. Find what you do not as good as your other attributes and work on those. So just being consistent is the main thing that I've brung from last year to this year.
Hey TJ, we've spoken with Miles and we've spoken with Max, but I'm just curious on the interactions that maybe you've had with Coach Peets and the new offensive staff, and just kind of how maybe they've helped you along early in this transition, and just just kind of what your early thoughts are of them and of this new offense.
Yes, Coach Pete's is a very energetic guy, as you heard from Ed. He just goes in each position room and just flips table, throws bottles, just gets everybody pumped for practice. But the main thing I think he brings to the table personally for me, with his NFL background, he has worked with guys that are as big as me, in Cam Newton, that has my stature, that has the issues, some little things that I can fix. As far as like bringing my hips through in every throw, not using all arm, things of that nature. So with his NFL background, he has brought a lot to the table for me personally, for me to get better. And I would say collectively as a unit, he's just our energetic guy. We look at him for energy, and he pushes our leaders of our team to bring energy to the practice field every day.
Yeah, and TJ, and on Jake Peets and his, you mentioned how he is with y'all personally. Just with the offense itself, it seems like there are a lot of those similarities to 2019 when you weren't here. How would you describe how the functionality of the offense, kind of in its, um, um, its base and what it's supposed to do? How would you describe it?
The genesis of our offense is basically to get our athletes in space. Whether if we have five receivers in the game, no running backs, no tight ends, we can have two receivers in the games, two tight ends, one running back. It's basically to get all of our athletes in space, give them the ball, and let them make plays. We have a very good core coming back with our offensive line. They have been amazing this spring. They have been basically the focal point of our team, with all 5 starters coming back. But like I said, the main goal of this offense, I feel like, is to get our playmakers the ball in space, let them create plays with their feet, and then we'll be good after that.
And Pete's was talking about this. I think it was in a few interviews this offseason, and just watching the Panthers last year and some of what LSU did in 2019. It seems like it's less about personnel packages and more like where you can flip guys on the field, finding your best playmakers. How have you seen that practice, and just finding the right matchup? Is that an accurate kind of description of how this is used?
Yes, that is very accurate. I don't want to get too much into it because a lot of people watch these interviews, but we have guys moving all over the place. We have, I'm gonna be honest with you. Sometimes I forget that our ex receiver is in the backfield with me. Sometimes we have guys that play Z that can go to F and to go to Y in different personnel groups. It's just so many guys moving around. It's so many ways people can touch the ball. We're spreading the ball around the field. Everybody gets touches. Everybody gets targets. So if someone was to ask me who is our wide receiver one, I would have no answer. Everybody gets the equal amount of touches. Everybody gets their equal amount of opportunities. So it's just who capitalizes on their opportunity.
Hey TJ, I was also just kind of curious. Coach O has mentioned a lot this year how they're not even close to deciding on who's going to ultimately pull this thing out with the quarterbacks. And I think the point was brought up that he hopes that you guys aren't getting a little bit frazzled by just the ultra competition that's kind of going on right now. I mean, just between you and Max and Miles and Garrett, how are you guys keeping each other up? Obviously it sounds like it's really competitive, but at the same time, you guys want to make sure you're cheering on each other's teammates and that kind of nature.
Yes, we are very, very, very close as a unit. I feel like this is also building character in our quarterback room. Like you said, we're very competitive. We compete with each other every day. We make jokes with each other about the grades that we get and stuff like that. But at the end of the day, we're brothers. We're all pushing each other to be the best we each can be. And that's one main thing Coach Pete's brought into the quarterback room as soon as he stepped foot in the room. He told us it was going to be a very heated battle, but at the end of the day, we're all brothers. We're all pushing each other to be the best quarterbacks we each can be.
I want to follow up on that, but there was a question earlier. With all the when you said like you couldn't tell us who wide receiver one is, all that stuff kind of means you have to have a deep wide receiver core. How would you describe the talent that's there at LSU and to be able to run all this to be that multifarious?
Yeah, our talent is crazy right now. I cannot wait until the fall to be able to show you guys how much better we have grown as a unit this offseason, this spring. But it all started from the first day of spring. Coach Peach came in and told us, we're going to spread the ball out. We're going to, run the ball. We're going to do these things, and we're just going to give our athletes the ball in space and make plays. Our receiver room has grown tremendously over the past years. As you can see, it started with Jets, with Jamar, Terrence Marshall. Guys like that wanted to basically create a name for themselves in this place. So guys after them has came in and they want to do the same thing. I can't wait for our freshmen to get in this summer and show what they can do as well. It's going to be a sight to see this fall.
Talking to you before you're a very thoughtful person, and I'm curious how after last year, you step into a time with a situation where a quarterback gets injured, and then you have your moments of games like South Carolina and others that you had to learn from, taking a step back. How did you absorb all of what you went through last year, and what are the biggest lessons you've taken away from that?
Yes, like I said in the beginning, just consistency. I know my talent level will take care of itself as long as I'm putting in the work off the field. Like I said, the consistency level wasn't there last year for me personally. So as long as I'm being consistent and focused on being consistent, doing my job each and every play, then the rest will take care of itself.